The UN Human Rights Office is calling on Alabama to halt the planned first U.S. execution of a prisoner by nitrogen gas, releasing a statement today calling it inhumane and torture. Their calls come after a federal judge ruled last week that the state can move forward with the execution of death row inmate Kenneth Eugene Smith by nitrogen hypoxia, which involves being fitted with a respirator-type face mask and inhaling pure nitrogen. Smith is on death row for committing a capital murder for hire back in 1988 and has already survived one attempt to execute him by lethal injection. So now the state's trying this never-before-tested method. Alabama is one of only 3 states, along with Oklahoma and Mississippi, which allow this type of execution death by nitrogen hypoxia. So joining me now is Maher. She's executive director for the Death Penalty Information Center. Robin, thank you so much for being with us. This is certainly a big deal. Talk about why this method of execution specifically is so controversial.
Well, where to start? I mean, this is a brand new method. It has never been used before for any execution. It's never been used anywhere in the world, as far as we know. So there's no way to test it. There's no way to test its efficacy, no way to make sure that the prisoner is not suffering gratuitous pain and suffering. And there's no way of knowing that it'll even work correctly. You remember that Alabama has a pretty terrible history with executions. It botched 3 executions in a row. One of them was Mr. Smith, as you mentioned just a moment ago. So Mr. Smith is now back in the chamber on a week or so, facing a completely untested method. I don't think even Alabama officials know what's going to happen. And much of what's been put forward in the public in the protocol has been redacted. So even the little bits of information they are choosing to tell us about, they are still hiding much of it from the public view and from scrutiny. So there's a lot to be concerned about here.
You know, and Robin, the UN Human Rights Council again calling this inhumane and torture. Alabama's protocol right now makes no provision for a sedative before this execution. How significant is that?
Yeah, it was just one more factor that makes this the kind of thing that Alabama should not be attempting, not in a million years. There are other methods to use in an execution. Lethal injection has been used most commonly. Why turn to a completely unknown, untested protocol, especially on a man who has already survived one execution attempt? It's pretty phenomenal.
And as you just said that, he's already survived an execution attempt. We know Alabama has botched numerous executions in the past, of course, including this inmate. Do we know why things have gone wrong, and not just gone wrong one time, but multiple times?
Well, see, that is the big question. So Alabama, after its 3rd botched execution, Governor Ivey called a halt, asked the Department of Corrections to do an internal investigation. We never saw a report from that investigation. We don't know what the department found. All it ultimately told the public was that they had fixed any problems and they were moving forward with a new protocol. So no one really knows what went wrong, why it went wrong, and whether it's been corrected. So lots and lots of folks are expressing concern about this method of execution. And you mentioned what the United Nations group has said. This is a very common reaction from most of the rest of the world. The world has been moving very definitively away from use of the death penalty. All of Europe has abolished the death penalty. So when they hear that states in the U.S. are using these kinds of untested, wildly risky kinds of protocols to execute people, they really don't have words for it. It's really quite shocking for them.
My last question for you, and I think really the big question in all of this, I mean, do you think this planned execution later this month, using this method, will actually proceed?
Oh, nobody will know. They are fighting hard to get the courts to issue a preliminary injunction that was turned down last week. And in subsequent appeals, that has also been turned down. I mean, his last avenue is probably at the United States Supreme Court. And that court has been very clear that it is not willing to issue stays of execution on the eve of execution. So I don't expect to see relief coming from that court either. I hope that calmer, saner minds will prevail in Alabama and they'll think twice before proceeding here.
And we will certainly see what happens. Robin, Maher, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.